Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I do want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Dash, still born to the apostles, Nail's great millstone for teaching us its true peace and blessings to the whole black of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the unfurling Hebrew, but Hashem is the name, Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Back on the lesson, I see within the title, I'm going to be going to this military headset that allows you to see through walls. So just another example of the great wrath that the devil is preparing to come down with. As you've seen the advancements the devil's making within this technology. And if they're showcasing this to the public, then you best believe they have much more, advanced things behind the scenes, or at least more fine-tuned than the things that you're seeing now. But as we're going to get throughout the scriptures after this video, this devil's getting ready to crack down and come down with that great wrath, and he's going to be pulling out all stops. As you can especially get in Jeremiah 37, how we're in the time of Jacob's trouble. This devil knows his time is ticking, so he's getting ready to pull out all stops once again. So don't be surprised when you start seeing robots patrolling the streets, which you've seen various examples of, especially over there in China, which I made a few lessons a while back. Over there in Shanghai, China, where you had robot dogs patrolling the streets, making sure people weren't breaking curfew. Even now you have robots pretty much making deliveries. They're in a little car form, driving on sidewalks. But just tiny examples of what you're getting ready to see. Because they'll also hold certain events showcasing their robots and certain advancements they have made. But let's just say a little taste, a little example of what they got in store. Especially as you're about to see right here within this video dealing with this particular headset. People look at us like we're crazy when we go into these things. When we say they have Iron Man like suits of armor, or when they have Iron Man suits like armor, exoskeleton suits, which you're pretty much able to lift immense amount of weight without even putting strain on your body. Super soldiers and much more advanced robots. People are mocking and scoffing now, but soon they won't. That's why again, Ezekiel 33 and 33, you're not a prophet has been among you. But let's get right to this video, which is just another example of what this devil is getting ready to be, or what this devil is getting ready to put to use. It's like it's trying to.
Boys, we're fucking cooked. We're so cooked right now, bro. Military just came out with these fucking headsets that let you see through walls, dog. Not only that, it gives you a full real-life HUD. It's practically IRL Call of Duty.
And also another example, you'll have these military videos where they have little propellers, jets on each side of their arm, where they're able to hover. Fly pretty much.
Like, bro, what? Look at this shit. Like, dude.
So that spiritual power will be needed within these last days, man. And the Lord's will of that number always meant to receive it. Lord's will. So it's further going to that point. The Lord's not going to bestow spiritual power upon his men for no reason. And look at everything this devil has and what he's getting ready to use. This ain't no simple stuff, man. A headset where it allows you to see through walls. So they could put this to use where they're patrolling houses, neighborhoods, whatever the case may be. So in the spiritual aspect side of things, that power is coming.
Dude, come on, bro. Hell no. Hell no! If I saw one of them things outside, brother, I am running. But also, I would like to know, where the fuck could I get one? Playing paintball, Nerf, just seeing through walls in general, that's gotta be illegal.
But that's the point right there. Now let's get a couple of these scriptures. Shouldn't be too big of a lesson. Trying to make sure my voice is on. Okay. Now let's start with the 39th verse. It says, And Isaac his father answered and said to him, Behold, thy dwelling should be the fatness of the earth and the dew heaven from above. So it's going to Esau, Edom's blessing, which is the fatness of the earth. As we read here in verse 40, And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So Esau's blessing was the fats of the earth and that sword which he is especially living by. I'm going to further read in Psalm 17:13. And it says, "Arise, the Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." So also further going to show the type of times that we're coming into and how bad it's going to get. We were talking about top. "Arise, Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked." And who is the wicked speaking of? Go back to Malachi 1:4. How the Esau, Edom was being labeled, being called the border of wickedness. So showing you who the wicked speaking of Esau, in which is the so-called in the day. As the right Lord disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And he needs to be using his blessing. And the Lord is going to be swinging that sword and using Esau Edom to crack down a lot of you Jakes, man. And you wicked Israelites, you 2/3. But those in his faith and the truth, we're also going to be tried. We're going to be tested. Because you're especially going to have the devil come for us. We're the main ones prophesying the downfall of this devil's kingdom. Exposing him for who he really is today. Prophesying the things to come. What our Lord Yahushua is getting ready to do. And really just us coming back to who we are as a people and returning back to our power. Yahweh Bashem Mashai is a threat to their kingdom. As you get throughout the scriptures, how for the weapons of warfare are not carnal, but also reference goes into pulling down of strongholds. So I'm going to show the power of this word, this truth, man. But this is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. This is the word of Yahweh Bashem Shai. And it's bringing this place down. And brought Yahweh Bashem Shai, man. Now, Revelation 12 and 12, and it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is coming to you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time." So this devil's ready to crack down. As you really seeing the thing he's doing now, dealing with these National Guard troops, ICE, things that they're doing. And really they're just conditioning and preparing you for, martial law. Getting you used to being surrounded by a bunch of troops. And you already see the various things they're doing. So martial law is soon to come. As we've been prophesying, through Yahweh Shai, some of the apostles, and also on down. These are things to come. And don't be surprised when you start to see robot dogs patrolling the streets. Or just robots in general. And really just things that you haven't seen before. It's Isaiah 59:19. And it says, "So shall fill the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them." So this devil will come down with that great wrath, coming down as a flood. And there's a reason why that spiritual power is to be bestowed upon the Lord's men. And why it's going to be needed. I mean, look at everything the devil has and things he's getting ready to come down with. That little headset you seen right there in that video is a little taste, a small example. So they showed this to the public. Imagine things they got behind the scenes. Much more advanced, or at least fine-tuned. They already have laser weapons, DEWs, direct energy weapons that can be shot from space. They'll also show you in these shows or movies, example being Invincible. One particular scene where you have Omni-Man, pretty much flying through the sky, and they're trying to take him out. And they shoot a direct energy weapon from this satellite in space. And on that satellite, it had 144 on it. So this devil knows what's up. Why do you think he's doing all these things? Especially training soldiers deep underground, which Usually I always like to pull up an article, which the article is at least 7 years old, if not older, I believe. But it went into how they spent $500 million, training soldiers deep underground in these bunkers. And that was a while back. So you imagine things that they have now, things they're doing now. So we got that. Then we got a few more. Isaiah 54 and 17. Now it's going to the spiritual aspect. And just having faith and trust in the Lord. So it really doesn't matter what this devil has. As you in the scriptures, if the Lord be with us, who can be against us? Especially once the Yahweh Shema Shai flips that switch, then the tables will be turned. And once that power is bestowed upon the Lord's men, because that's another way the Lord's going to defend and protect his elect in his coming time, is through that spiritual power. And of course, the Lord also going to do these various miracles, defend and protect his elect, which you can get throughout tons of scriptures. As we're going to especially read here in Isaiah 54 and 17, it says, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper." It says, "Every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment that shall condemn." It says, "The heritage of the servants of the Lord and the righteousness of me, saith the Lord." Saith Yahweh Shema Shai. That main point going to no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. So it's all going to crumble. Luke 10 and 19. Hey, the Lord doesn't show you true power in that day. But just go to show how proud this devil is, man. The thing is, this power is of his own. And the Lord is getting ready to take it all away. And behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. And so, just give me 1 second. Alright. Read one more time. Luke 10:19 says, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." So, hey, this devil's gonna lose. And that power is coming soon, man. Especially with the times we're in now, dealing with Jeremiah 30:7, which I believe I have. And it's actually the closing scripture, so that's the spirit. Look around you. Look at everything that's happening, taking place. This devil cracking down on Jake and you Israelites. All the target. The target is on your back. Especially originally starting with ICE, dealing with Issachar, which is so-called Mexicans, the tribe of Gad, so-called Native Americans. And you see it happen with the Northern Kingdom. But we also said through Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai that this would also hit and strike the Southern Kingdom, which consists of the so-called African Americans, Haitians, going to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So we said through the Spirit that all 12 tribes will be affected. This is Jeremiah 30:7. And so the last 5 days great, and it's like even a time of Jacob's trouble, the time of our trouble, really specifically for the wicked of our people. But once those in his faith and his truth will also be tried, will be tested. But he shall be saved out of it. Who is that he? The Lord's elect. That's who we're going to deliver and protect in the midst of these coming times, especially through that spiritual power, man. I mean, you saw within that video, that's just a little sliver of what the devil was getting ready to put to use. At the point earlier, he's getting ready to pull it all stops. Because he knows his time is running out. It's very simple to say F it, man. So don't be surprised when you see robots, super soldiers, and when people are going to laugh, mock, and scoff, oh, crazy. That's things you only see within movies, cartoons. You're crazy. We're crazy until we're not. So, the point was made. I came across that video. Thought I'd make a lesson going into it. And doing close out, give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash, and Shalom. See you next one, Lord's will.